joining me for today's presentation on human nutrition and the digestive system. My name's Victoria Hughes and I'll be taking you through this presentation today. The main function and purpose of the digestive system is to digest the food that we eat and absorb the nutrients that are obtained from it. There are 6 main steps in this process as depicted on the slide. On the left of this slide, we can see the alimentary canal, also known as the gastrointestinal tract. It's a hollow tube with 2 openings, the mouth and the rectum. Along the alimentary canal are specialised organs that make up the digestive system and convert food molecules into a form that the body can use by breaking them down through mechanical and chemical processes into smaller molecules which can be digested and absorbed into the body. The organs are the mouth, the pharynx, the esophagus, the stomach, the small intestine, the large intestine and the anus. There are vital organs that also play a role in the process of digestion, but are classed as accessory organs and not included within the alimentary canal. These are the liver, the pancreas and the gallbladder, pictured to the right hand side of the slide. The mouth is the entry point for food entering the alimentary canal and is where both mechanical and chemical digestion begins. The mouth consists of the tongue, the teeth and 3 pairs of salivary glands that secrete saliva. These are sublingual, submandibular and the parotid gland. When food enters the mouth, the teeth begin mechanical digestion through mastication or chewing, ripping and tearing the food, breaking it down to a smaller size. The salivary glands release saliva, an alkaline solution which consists of water, mineral salts and salivary amylase. Amylase is an enzyme which starts the chemical process of digestion and breaks large molecules of carbohydrates down into maltose, a smaller carbohydrate. Lingual lipase is also released by glands in the tongue, and this helps to break down large molecules of fats into the smaller molecules of fatty acids and glycerol. The image on the right depicts this process. Once the food has been broken down in the mouth, it is swallowed and becomes known as the bolus. The bolus is a spherical ball of chewed food coated in saliva, making it easier to swallow. The tongue pushes the bolus towards the pharynx, also known as the throat, and the uvula, part of the soft palate, moves upwards to ensure that the food doesn't enter the nasal cavity. The epiglottis, which is normally pointed upwards to allow air to enter the trachea for breathing, moves downwards and the larynx moves up. This ensures that the bolus does not enter the airway and prevents choking. To the right-hand side of the slide, we can see the difference in positioning of the uvula and epiglottis for breathing compared with eating. This shows how the different parts work together to ensure the bolus goes into the esophagus rather than the trachea, thus preventing a choking episode. The esophagus connects the pharynx to the stomach and is a 25 centimetre long tube lined with muscles which push the bolus down in rhythmical motions of contractions and relaxation. This is a mechanical process of digestion known as peristalsis, and it manoeuvres the food downwards into the stomach. The image on the right of the slide shows this process. Once the bolus has passed through the esophagus and into the stomach, the esophageal sphincter shuts. This prevents the food from being able to go back up. The liver is where bile is produced. Bile is a yellow liquid which consists of the pigment bilirubin, cholesterol, salts and water. Bile supports with breaking fats down into forms the body can absorb and helps to remove toxins from the body. The liver secretes bile through bile ducts which get stored in the gallbladder. The gallbladder can be seen in this image sitting below the liver. It is a small sac and its main purpose is to store bile which is later secreted into the small intestine to support with digestion. The stomach comprises of 3 main sections: the pyloric region, which is the part at the top, the stomach body, which is the large chamber of the stomach, and the pyloric region, which is the lower section that connects the stomach to the small intestine. The stomach is filled with digestive juices. When the bolus enters the stomach, hydrochloric acid, enzymes such as pepsin, mineral salts, water and intrinsic factor undertake the chemical process of breaking food down further. Hydrochloric acid kills any bacteria that was present on the food. The pepsin breaks any present proteins down into polypeptides, and it is in the stomach that the process of breaking proteins down begins. The mucous membrane acts as a protective layer and prevents the acidic juices from damaging and breaking down the inner wall of the stomach. The stomach muscles contract and churn the food solution, mixing it around and breaking it down further into a thick liquid called chyme. This is another mechanical process. The stomach completes peristalsis to move the chyme out of the stomach and into the small intestine. The digestion process within the stomach can take a long while. Generally speaking, it takes about 2 to 4 hours for food to move from your stomach to your small intestine. The small intestine is around 6 to 7 metres long and has 3 parts: the duodenum, the jejunum and the ileum. When the chyme enters the duodenum, bile that was produced by the liver and stored by the gallbladder helps to neutralise the stomach acids and further chemically break down the chyme. Maltase is an enzyme that lives in the lining of the small intestine. It breaks maltose down into glucose. The pancreas also releases pancreatic juice, which is rich with enzymes, into the duodenum to support with breaking polymers down into monomers, carbohydrates down into sugars, proteins into polypeptides and fats into fatty acids and glycerol. casserole. Once complete, the chyme moves into the jejunum, which is encased by villi. These are finger-like structures with a huge surface area and enable the monomers to pass into the bloodstream via diffusion and be transported around the body. The chyme then moves into the ileum, where any vitamins that weren't already absorbed in the jejunum are absorbed through diffusion into the bloodstream. The chyme then moves on to the large intestine. The large intestine is the final part of the gastrointestinal tract and is where all indigestible food ends up. It is here that vitamins are absorbed into the body, where food is turned into faeces, and where water is extracted from the fecal matter. The large intestine consists of different sections. These are the cecum, the ascending colon, the transverse colon, the descending colon, and the sigmoid colon. Chyme enters the cecum from the ileum and starts to become mixed with good bacteria. It then moves on to the ascending colon, where nutrients and water start to become extracted and the food matter starts to solidify into faeces. The transverse colon then further removes water and salts, and the faeces then passes to the descending colon, where it is stored until ready to be passed to the rectum. The sigmoid colon then completes peristalsis with its muscular walls and pushes the faeces into the rectum, ready to be eliminated from the anus through defecation. Throughout this presentation, we've discussed the important role that enzymes play in the process of digestion, breaking large molecules of food down into smaller ones which can be digested and absorbed. It's important to recognise that enzymes require certain conditions to enable them to function, and these conditions depend on their location. For example, pepsin, located in the stomach, requires a pH range of 1.5 to 1.6. As you can see from the pH scale in the image, this is an acidic pH level due to the conditions within the stomach, whereas pancreatic lipase requires alkaline pH levels to neutralise stomach acids of 7.0 to 9.0, with 8.0 being the optimum condition. Eating a balanced diet and maintaining adequate hydration through drinking water is essential for a healthy body and to aid digestion. It is crucial that as humans we gain plenty of vitamins and minerals through the food that we eat to enable them to be absorbed into our bloodstreams. This helps us to live healthily, reducing the risk of infection, illness, fatigue and malnutrition. There are 5 constituent food groups. Carbohydrates such as bread, pasta and potatoes help keep our bodies feeling full and provide us with energy. Proteins such as meat, eggs and fish keep our muscles strong and our immune systems healthy. Dairy such as cheese, milk and yogurt contains high level of calcium, which keeps our bones strong and healthy. Fruits and vegetables, which provide our bodies with essential minerals and vitamins. It is recommended that we eat 5 portions of these a day. Finally, fats, which are found in oils and spreads. The image on the slide shows a recommendation of how much of each food group we should consume, providing a guide for a nutritious, healthy and balanced diet. Thank you for joining me for today's presentation.